Hi Aries, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of April, as usual, I have a special sales offer available that it's inspired in the current Aries season we are on. And if you would like to know more details about it, you can read down below where you can also find the current list of reading services I'm offering. If you'd like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Aries, I'll be channeling messages for the collective of your sign, and then we'll tie it together with the cards that will also be showing up. I do feel like there's many of you that you're trying to get something in order. You're trying to sort your mind also around something that you can't quite grasp or fully understand, fully know what to do about. It's like you're in a quest to solve a mystery, an enigma, or to, search for the missing pieces so that you can see the imagery of that puzzle that has been kind of working itself piece by piece throughout the last months. I feel like there has been something strange when it comes to you only accessing like half of the information, half of the truth, half of the clarity, half of the communication. It's like crumbles that you have been given when it comes to details, when it comes to facts, when it comes to, again, the clarity that you seek. And I feel like this is still a big theme here, but April presents like this eureka moment, like a sudden realization of some sorts, but it's going to make you go after it, you have to push it. For some of you, I feel like you need to do something a little bit out of character, or you have to take charge in ways that maybe are not according to your habitual self. So it's like you need to push the envelope. You need to really take yourself outside of some sort of comfort zone in order to finally have that picture, or have more than just crumbles. You have more of whatever it is that you're seeking, that you feel you keep getting like too little of. You're very driven to pursue things that you feel entitled of, and especially very driven to get things you have been very patient about, but it's like you're done. It's like your season, and the sun is in your sign. We're going to celebrate now the new moon in your sign, which is going to put that theme of Aries influence over the next 30 days. And we also have Mercury. So, there's a little, as much as you are patient or you're trying to go with the flow with something, it's like the calling to move mountains out of the way, the calling to take charge, to take risks, to take initiative. It's going to have a higher importance, and it's like going to be undeniable that you need to move, you need to act, you need to risk, you need to say something, try something out, because I feel like some of you might prefer now to try something and fail than always be again on that waiting position. There's something about this waiting time, phase, period, months, that have even left you, for some of you, feeling quite depressive. But it's like a depression that, again, is not natural. Something that you're not naturally inclined to, that has hit you in the last month, that has had an emotional and mental impact on your well-being that it shouldn't have had. It is important that for some of you, Aries, you don't start to put a lot of that, guilt or self-hatred towards the self, like, why did I wait it so long? Why didn't I do it sooner? Why didn't I get it before? You can be a little bit mean towards yourself. You can be a little bit judgmental when it comes to things. You feel like you should have known better or you should have done more. Now you have much more work on you, much more pressure on you to get a lot of things done and done right. And you will be doing those things right, because this Nine of Pentacles is an energy that reinforces this feeling that you got it. You got it, babe. So it's that feeling really of, don't worry, because even though you might fear you can't handle it, you can't manage it, you do have this amazing energetic assistance with you right now that wants you to establish yourself with more confidence in what you have to offer, in what you bring to the table, and in your ability to provide to your needs, provide to the needs of others you might be responsible for, be financially in a good position, professionally in a good position, physically, you know, in the aesthetic that you want. So there's a lot of things about you being this very powerful, you know, person that can manage herself, himself, and, you know, through that, the life around you really starts to resemble the amazing, again, is a little bit like this amazing self-concept that you really need to keep insisting on. Because the other way around this is that if you start to see yourself in a very negative light, you're going to harm the beauty of this process. I do feel like this is a time to get yourself in that fancy, spoiled energy, and in a very fearless manner. Like, don't be afraid to spoil yourself and to allow others to spoil you. Maybe you're going to receive here nice gifts because of your birthday, or just nice compliments, gestures of appreciation. Gestures of appreciation towards the person you're becoming, that it's beautiful and blooming and successful. Even if you don't see right now reasons to consider yourself that successful, know that others can see it. They can see your potential. They can see what you have already done, what you have already become at a certain level. It's like now it's your time to see it yourself, that beauty, that upgraded version. That the purpose of all of this season is for you to experience. It's like for you to be your own, you know, favorite flavor and scent and muse, for you to be your own muse, for you to be your own example to follow, for you to be your own motivation, without that being about you being arrogant or, you know, too self-absorbed. This self-absorption, I think I'm saying it right, is actually shown here, something needed for you to get yourself in the right frequency for things that you want to happen, for things that you need clarity to happen, for things that need solution to happen. Because it's very hard for some of you to find solutions when you're not in your best shape. It's like not especially when it comes to confidence. So you're not one of the signs that can really afford to be less confident in a very insecure place, because that can really affect you. Of course, that we go through phases, and that's the feeling here. Is like you're going to move out of that phase where you felt weak, insecure, unsure, where maybe you disliked what kind of you saw in the mirror, or where you didn't feel like you were somehow worthy or honorable for some reason. I keep getting like there's an importance also around the Pentacles energy, so around your self-esteem, your self-worth, your finances, your work, the progression of your career or of your interest that can lead you into a business or a vocation, you know, to explore further vocation, your health, your well-being, especially physically speaking. So there's a lot of important things that are about you know, things that are real, that have a real impact in your life, and real meaningful results, and that usually are very long lasting. So getting yourself right, again, in the right self concept now, as you are in the spotlight with all this cluster of energy in Aries, is going to ensure that the next year, you know, things that are important to you also last, also have this endurance, this ability to continue with you long term. I do feel like there's Aries here that are more interested in long term energies than usual. So long term deals, long term commitments. There's something here about you thinking much more about the future. And I keep getting like to think about the things that last. So you want things to last. So this position of the Nine of Pentacles, you want to feel good, in a good lasting way. You want to have your health, you know, lasting as much as possible. You want to have a good financial situation settle for the rest of the year. It's like you don't want to, there's something here about you don't want to go down other levels. Now that you've reached this one, or that you're about to, it's really hard for you to think about going back. So it's also maybe what you're in the quest of, like, how can I ensure that I stay in this favorable position? Whatever that is for you, like the thing that right now in April you will cherish the most, you will be in this pursuit of ensuring that it's preserved long term for the rest of the year. Again, I'm sorry, Eight of Swords, you're still battling your insecurities, your sense of not being able to respond to certain callings, to give of yourself. For some of you, you might be very fearful of presenting yourself in something you need to present yourself. It can be like a job interview or an important interview, reunion of sorts, show up to you know, a date, a gathering. It feels like it's something that you need to show up. And again, because you might oscillate between this positive self-concept against the negative one, it might really be tricky at times for you to just move accordingly to what you're being invited to experience. Being that if there is an important meeting, presentation, date, situation, again, where you need to show up, just show up. Because if, again, I keep getting like you're more prepared than you think you are. You have assistance here. You have energies backing you up. It's your own mind that is getting to you, that still has here insecurities. And again, that little bit of that dark cloud of the recent months still kind of hovering. And that's what you need to push, to fight away. The feelings and the thoughts that make you feel like the I can't, like, you know, shape that, transform that into I can. The I can versus the I can't is a big theme here. Maybe you feel a little bit also trapped in this kind of single mentality, meaning that you would like to have here space for relationships that would function in another way. You can feel like you're a victim of your own need for independency, privacy, freedom. There's something here about you suffering with this single status for some of you, but at the same time you're not knowing how to fix that, like how to solve that in you, because there's a deep desire to, it's like this energy that feels like inviting others in, or other, you know, people into your life, trusting them, again, would compromise what you've worked really hard to become, will compromise the things that you cherish the most when it comes to what you manage, what you do. And for some of you, it could even be about like allowing, you know, friendships to come into intimate your intimate world, or you know, having a difficulty trusting in business partnership, alliances, collaborations that could be prosperous. There's a lot of things about your individuality as well, making you feel like you're punished by this need to be by yourself or be by your own. There's some areas here that are in relationships where you are in a relationship but acting as a single, like in a single mindset, and this can get you into trouble. But the main focus is, again, enough of waiting, Seven of Pentacles. The main focus here is you moving outside of your own isolation, desperation, because the isolation and the desperation is what has been preventing you from taking proper action to get you the results you want. So it is that time where waiting is really not for you. You might still be more inclined to hold back than do it, because you have a lot of pentacles and this Ace of Swords. You might still feel like it's a slow burn to get you going, to get you to act. But I'm picking that there's lots of you here that will have to do it. I keep getting like this need to push it, as I said in the beginning. If you want different results, if you want something more, I do feel like financially and professionally you're very well taken care of. Again, it's your mental and emotional health that worries me here the most. I do feel like it's the way you see yourself, the way maybe you're unable also to communicate properly here with others, that is causing some suffering. I do feel like there's both experiences of happiness and sadness at the same time, a little bit like a dual mood throughout April. But one of the best things here of your season is this abundance of pentacles. So Three of Pentacles. Let the work be done. Take your mind out of the way. That's the feeling here. Just let the work be done. Do the work. Don't think about it. Just keep doing it, doing it. And when you think that you don't have the resources or the things that you need to keep working in whatever it is that this work is about, for many of you is actual physical work, your business or your job or your studies or your goals. Keep pushing, because don't just sit back and wait for things to come your way. I actually feel like you need to be on a moving spectrum right now. I do feel that there's going to be like a profound transformation, or like a reshape of sorts concerning your finances. Obviously not just now in April, but as setting the tone for the rest of the year. There's this shifting, transformation, reorganizing, rebuilding, a lot of things that are about your profession and your finances. Especially for those of you that have your own business, I do feel like you're going to be able to take yourself out of any kind of rut or difficult situation. Some of you, the fears at a majority are about also money. And for those of you that your fears are about money in April, know that you're very, 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 very protected in that regard. But either you need to trust in other influences and people to help you, or you need to work differently to earn also differently. So I hope you have a great month. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.